into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Wrong hand. Oh, yeah. Keep doing that.
Well, congratulations to our boy Tom for finally putting a ring on it. I'm so pumped for Katie. Are you so pumped for Katie?
Yes, this episode is amazing. It's definitely one of my favorites.
It was amazing. We laughed, we cried. It was better than Cats. Hey, guys. It is your host, Megan Stecher. Tonight, we are here doing the Vanderpump Rules after show. I finally have a co-host back with me. Yay! She just flew in a few hours ago.
Yes, I've had a crazy day, but I'm really, really happy to be back. And I heard that you killed it last week, so...
Oh, my God. I don't know how I talked about this show for 40 minutes, but... I was here. It happened. We did it.
Honestly, yeah, at least dedication, I'm telling you. But no, Christmas was fun. It was great, but I'm ready to get back to LA. And, you know, besides the rain, it feels like home.
I know. Well, we're about to start getting some rain tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. Well, hey, guys, if you want to follow along with us on Twitter throughout the week, I am at Megan Stecher, MEGANSTECHER. And where are you, darling?
And you can find me on Twitter at Justine DiVanna 3 and on Instagram at Let's Face It with Justine. I do beauty tips and all that fun stuff.
Fun makeups.
Yeah.
We were just talking about your lips. She's going to do a fun Kylie lip kit dupes video.
Yep, because I got the Kylie Jenner videos. Kylie Jenner lip stuff. It's always expensive and it's always sold out and stuff. So I'm going to do a little video because these were $6. What? Instead of like 30, yeah.
She charges 30 for that one little thing?
Well, it's a liquid lipstick and a liner, which isn't bad, but that comes out to like 15 each, and this is literally 6, and I got 3 of them. I'm excited to share the world. So follow me again at Let's Face It with Justine on Instagram. That's where I post most of my stuff.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm not posting makeup videos, but I am tweeting about these kids all week. Let's start out with Tom. We're going to start the episode and end the episode with the proposal news. So Tom goes to Lisa Vanderpump. He's supposed to be having a meeting with the other Tom, talking about the sangria, which they are slacking on and not learning anything about.
I forgot that was even a thing.
I don't understand what their motive is. But anywho, Lisa sees the ring, is so excited for him. And unfortunately for us, we don't get to see it until later on in the episode. But I could see why, after seeing the ring, I could see why everyone's reaction was so great. It was so beautiful.
It is so beautiful and all of that good stuff because it was so good with you'll know what I'm talking about.
I would have said yes to that ring.
Oh my God, me too. The presentation, it was amazing.
It was gorgeous. Well, some funnier, lighter things that went on in the episode. Tom and Ariana go to the tattoo removal place, which... LA, of course, littered with those, I guess, at the laser away. I guess you can get your hair removal and your tattoo removed at the same place, maybe?
Is that like a thing? I thought that tattoo places would just remove it at a tattoo place. Like, I didn't think you had to go somewhere special to remove your tattoo.
No, you have to go to like a laser center. So a doctor, I don't know if you're specifically a doctor, but you're a medical professional trained in using lasers on people's skin.
Well, then that's good that I haven't looked into it. That means I like mine, so I don't want
And I still have yet to get a tattoo.
You don't have any?
No.
They're painful. Anyone that says that, oh my God, like I got 2 on my wrist, they're like, oh my God, don't worry, I fell asleep. You're lying. You are shitting me. That's not true. I cried. Right. But I'm a baby when it comes to needles, so.
Now, is it a needle constantly jabbing you?
Yeah, so it's like, I looked it up online actually of a needle, like when you're getting it tattooed and like a close up, it is really scary. I don't know anything about tattoos. So sometimes they use single needles, sometimes they use just like regular. So I guess it's like a bunch of them going in at once.
Oh.
It is really scary. It feels, I asked someone a while ago, what does getting a tattoo feel like? And they explained it to me, and this is how I tell everybody because it's so spot on. It's like going and scratching like this, like going over and over like this right now, over. So it's just like, it hurts because it's like getting really raw. Like it just keeps going over and over the skin. So it's not pleasant. So I can't imagine how painful getting it removed is because I've heard it's worse.
Oh my God.
I've heard it's like 10 times worse.
Here we have some tattoo close up. Oh my God, that looks so disgusting.
Wait, that's so funny.
Is that what you saw?
Yes, this is the exact same thing. Do you see the little needles? There's like 10 or there's...
Jabbing.
Do you see that? Ew. That is so funny that you just found that.
Oh my God.
It's
so bloody too. Ooh.
That's really crazy that you just found that. Thank you, because I literally, that's the exact one I saw because I was looking at it and I was like, 10 little needles?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No wonder I've never gotten a tattoo. And Marissa wrote, ew. So tattoo removal is way more expensive than getting a tattoo, apparently. It's $1,000, a 1.5-year process, and 7 to 15 treatments. And that $1,000 is with the 20% discount that the friend is giving him.
$1,000 altogether?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I didn't know if it was like $1,000 per treatment.
No. I don't think he could afford that. It'd be much better. I'd be like, you're keeping the tattoo, dude. Sorry.
Okay. Tell me if you were thinking this. I don't know. It's different because, like, I don't have a boyfriend. You do. So maybe, I guess it just depends. But if I would just be flattered that my guy decided to do that. Like, even if it was the ugliest J, I'd be like, ooh, like, that's not cute. But I'd be like, he got tattooed for me. Like, I'd be so happy. Like, she was disgusted. She wanted it removed. Like me, I would be like, I mean, I don't think it's cute, but if you want to keep it, keep it. Like, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be pushing him to get it removed. Like, if he didn't want, like, you know, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I guess I'd have to see like a really ugly letter M on his ass to make the determination. I don't know if I'd be flattered and like, honey, that's sweet. It's so ugly, but how sweet of you.
Yeah, I feel like.
Or if I'd be like, why the hell did you do that to your body? He has 3 tattoos, or 4? 3 or 4, and I'm kind of just look at all of them together, and I'm like, what did you get those for? Why do you have those? What are you doing?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't want him to get any more, so I guess maybe I'd be on the side of not being that happy about it.
I would just be flattered, seriously, because like a guy showing his affection for you, everyone out there, please tell me, like, permanent. Do you agree with me? Or do you agree with Ariana? Because I think you're indifferent.
Well, and it's Kristen said, she has a really good point, that is way more permanent than having a ring on your hand.
Exactly. Like, I think the thing is, you can always get it removed, which is exactly what he's doing. But Ariana made it seem like, oh my God, like the world's coming to an end. That is gross. You're getting it off. And I'm just like, whoa, like he can get it removed when he wants to. It's not like, I think that's why I'm like, okay, tattoos, you can get them removed. Even though realizing the process today, seeing it is like pricey and even more painful than I can't.
I thought it was funny too that the doctor told him he can't do any more tanning bed tanning, that it will scar scar the skin that's having the reaction to the red tattoo ink, and it will look like that only skin tone basically if he tries to laser it off. So it needs to heal first and then they can laser it off, and he's like, well, no, I want to do the tanning bed, and she's like, no.
She goes, who does that anymore?
Yeah. And then it shows him.
It shows a flashback of him.
Yeah.
What was he talking about? The something 500. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Something really ridiculous. I'm just like.
Well, then he's saying he wants to prep his skin for Hawaii. So he's of the tribe of people that think, oh, before I'm going to go get a lot of sun, I need to have like a pre-tan.
Yeah.
I remember we always would say that kind of crap in high school.
I used to say that all the time.
It's really BS.
Because you didn't want to go on the beach looking pale or go out looking pale. So I used to do that all the time. When I went on a cruise a couple years ago, that was my mentality too, which is like, you could just go lay out and the first day just get
I think it's something your friends tell you that you start to believe.
Yeah.
You think you'll not burn as easy if you already are tan.
Is it true?
I don't think it's true.
I thought that it's like you get yourself a little base. I think it's, I've heard that growing up too, so maybe that's, I don't know.
I've read stuff that says that is not true, but I don't know. Urban will just Snopes it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
So Jax and Lala's constant flirtation is basically come to a peak this week. They have kind of asked each other out for drinks a few times, so it's finally happening. Last week, I think Lala was the initiator, and it's finally happening. Jax is smart enough to have Scheana and Kristen come along so that they're not alone.
Yeah. That is smart on him.
It was.
There you go. That's a big boy move, Jax. But then...
Yes. Yay, Britney. Point for Jax. Point for Jax. But it quickly goes downhill after tons of shots. Kristen's kind of got the claws out a little bit and lets it be known that she's not into Lala like she thought she might be. She's like, oh, after you said, like, screw you, James, and you're going to be buddy-buddy with me, you're going to go be all intimate with James again. Like, forget it, you're not who you said you were. So they're kind of not even doing so well, and then a whole bunch of shots go down. A lot. And then Jax and Lala all over each other.
In front of them, it was just...
I know. And
a little much.
I have a problem with Jax saying, can we just go F somewhere and nobody know about it?
Like, clearly there's cameras listening to you, so we'll know about it.
And it's not like he was just saying it for the cameras. He said it, I don't know how many times to her.
A lot.
And then there's the time where he's alone walking out of the bar and says, gosh dang, I just want to F her. Or God dang, I just want to F her, right?
You sound so cute. And you're like, gosh dang, I want to F her.
I'm trying to get it right, like in quotes.
without saying it.
So, I mean, if I were his girlfriend, I would have a major problem with the fact that I moved away from home and to LA to move in with you, and I'm watching this go down on TV 6 months to 9 months after it happened. I mean, how do you think Britney is feeling right now?
Well, the thing about that is I, obviously stalk their Instagrams in a non-creepy way, but, we're obviously into the show. So it's like everything could be a front, They're also happy, they're in love, whatever, but there's no way that didn't bother her. There's no way that she is that cool of a girl. No matter how cool of a girl you are, there's no way that she sat there and was like watching it happy. There's no way. And I don't know if you remember when Faith was here, she was talking about Britney and Jax and the whole James things, and was saying that Jax and, the names, Jax and Britney are really in love, and they, it was kind of tough on them when they had to rewatch it. But just from her saying that, I mean, from someone that actually knows them, it's like, that's kind of, I feel like, how it went.
I feel like if I were her, I right at this very moment would be contemplating, like, what did I do? Maybe I should get my own place. This is ridiculous. I'm being made a fool out of week after week on TV. I moved straight in with this guy after dating him long distance. We have a dog together. We live in this apartment together. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe she's okay with it. Maybe she knows what went down. Maybe they've had a conversation, and maybe she knows what's coming.
Yeah. I think that I don't know, their situation is just, I feel like I'm hoping, I have so much in my mind right now, that's why I'm like trying to like sort it out. What I was thinking when I was watching it too, like I've said, week after week, a lot of shows are manipulated, which, obviously people know that that's how reality TV is, but especially because I've seen shows where they're not drinking as much. So, like, say that you're taking a shot. Then their one shot, they can make it look like they just did 5.
Right.
So maybe it's Jax saying it. You just never know if the producers are like, come on, like, tell Britney that we made you do this. It's just a joke. Like, just say it. Like, just throw it in, like, to just, like, fuel the fire. Like, you never know what he's telling her. Like, listen, babe, like, they probably, or they told me not to, told me to say it. I don't know. I hope, just because I like them.
Yeah.
I hope he's not like being such an ass to her, like for real all the time.
Yeah. I mean, while we're on the topic of producers and what they're maybe making them do or say, I'm wondering if this scene was something the producers set up and Jax was like, I don't want to just be alone with Lala. Let's have it be a group thing. And Lala was really coming on to him. But then the alcohol got the best of him.
It's definitely possible.
As far as his comments. Or if he was just playing along with what they wanted him to do and he didn't mean it.
I mean, it's definitely possible. I think that coming from an outsider like Faith, you know, that knows them not when the camera's on, do you know what I'm saying? I believe her in that sense. And then you have to think that it had to be manipulated. Not saying it was like crazy manipulated, but it could be like, Jax, just, you know, we got to make this a little fun. Like, you know, you could tell Britney that, like, we told you to do it, but just, like, flirt with Lala just a little bit. Like, don't do anything. Like, it's harmless because nothing happened. It's a show, and it's really hard to tell. But I hope that's how it was.
I hope so. Well, Britney arrives the next day to move in. Like,
oh my God, the next day.
The next day. So she shows up at Sir to get the keys from Jax because he has to work and she needs to go let herself in. Meanwhile, Lala is overseeing the whole conversation these two are having between each other. And she has a side convo with James like, dude, just last night we were out having drinks together, talking about effing each other, and I know I don't want to curse a lot tonight, and I'm like, I'm in a weird spot.
It's like every other word.
Every other word. You know, talking about they want to screw each other, and then she's like, dude, she counts all the different ways that he's lied to her face about him being with Britney in a boyfriend-girlfriend way. She's like, not only did he have a girlfriend this whole time, the chick's moving in. She just showed up to like collect her keys. I loved that combo with her and James because
James' face the entire time was so funny. He was just like, I'm not going to say I'm not mad right now. Like, he was so funny, like, just watching them two interact. I don't know, have you ever had this? I don't know, you've been with your boyfriend a while, but I mean, obviously in the past. This has happened to me, no joke, and I know there's people out there that have to have had this happen, like, multiple times. I don't know that a guy is literally in a relationship. And this is in high school, like before Facebook was huge. You know what I'm saying? And like all the relationship statuses and all this. This was like mostly in high school. I literally would be talking to a guy and had no idea that they had a girlfriend. And then the girlfriend hated me when it was really the guy. I'm like, wait, you should be mad at your guy for trying to hook up with me. And you guys are dating, but yet they're like cursing me out, trying to fight me. I'm like, but it's the guy that is the one that's like, no, I'm single, I don't have a girl. That's happened to me so many times. Has that ever happened to you?
No, but I had a feeling that there was a guy I dated long distance. We met one time like at the beach, like out at the beach. It turned out I was living in Philly and he was living in New York City. So we kind of like long distance, like had a few dates, like met up here and there in different cities. Like I went to New York, he came to Philly. We just had a few dates over maybe like a 3 to 4 month period. And after we became Facebook friends, and he would never post anything. He was old, he was 7 years older, so he was all like, I just have Facebook because everyone's supposed to have it, but he was never posting anything. I never knew like where he was, what he was doing. And I think that the girl he ended up marrying, he was like already dating the same time as me, which is fine. We weren't exclusive at all. I kept asking him if he was like seeing somebody else, and he would always say no. And I just really have a feeling that they were already dating when he was dating me.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you're lucky though you haven't had legit situations like people wanted to fight me and like hurt me. No, like I'm serious. Like
yeah. Well, it looks like we might see that next week. Brittany looks fired up.
She does.
She's like, I'm gonna have to say something to her, which I hate when these kind of situations happen, because like, shouldn't it be Britney yelling at Jax, like, tell her to back off, and why are you two so flirtatious? You're doing something wrong too.
Didn't I? What did I just say about the guy? Girls are so quick to jump and blame the girl. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've done it, and I don't know why. What do you think it is? Because I've done it, and I've stopped myself. I'm like, no, I can't be what I always bitch about. Girls that don't, you know, they want to believe their guy because they want to believe that their guy is everything and that it's the girl's fault. I think it's like a mind game. You want to believe it because I don't get why girls do it.
I think you do want to believe it's the girl so that you can maintain that relationship with the guy.
Yeah.
You want to think it's the other person. Well, we'll see what happens next week.
Relationships. I mean, we have, you know, a lot more to talk about with the engagement.
Yes.
I mean, so much has happened with that.
Oh my God. Well, let's do, okay, really quick. So Britney's moving in, and then Lala and Faith have drinks, and they're talking about the fact that
I forgot about that.
Lala is like, oh my God, guess what? He really has a real girlfriend. We were just out having drinks last night. And now I've seen James man junk. And also, but I still have this thing with Jax. Like, I texted him at 3 a.m. saying, like, I should come get in your bed. So there's a constant flirtation with them that I think is not going to die. It's just a sexual energy between the two of them, I think. And I think it's that Jax puts that out with everyone. He just makes himself, he just puts out the vibe that he's available to everyone, and that will never end, I think, for Jax. That's just the way he is.
Exactly. Yeah, they were sitting there, and the way Lala was just like talking, I'm just like in my head, I'm like, it's Jax. I feel like at that point when they were filming, she didn't know him as well as like we've known him for how many seasons. Like, it's Jax. And I feel like she knows that Jax is kind of like that, but at the same time, she's still like, oh, I don't know, like playing around with the idea. And I'm just like, no, you don't want to go down that route.
I know. I don't get what it is. Like, I would love to meet the guy to be like, what is it that every girl that meets you just can't stay away from, like, your animal magnetism? To me, he's just such like a dud. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was to talk to him, I feel like it would go nowhere. And like, it's very hard for me. Like, if I need to be attracted to you, I need to be able to like talk to you and not like, I don't know. He could be different in person. Just from what I see on the show, no, I'm okay. I feel like we're seeing a bit of a different side of him this year. He's not coming across as dumb. He's not being edited into such a dummy.
Because in the past it was like crazy.
Yeah. Like dumb as a box of rocks. But
wait, dumb as dog shit.
That's
what Dan would say.
I know. He said that about the 2 Toms. Well, Dan will be back. He's getting back to the States on the 12th. So he will probably join us in 2 weeks. So we're looking forward to Dan's return. For anybody who tunes in for Dan's famous comments. So Lala and Faith have that discussion. So we kind of realize Lala is still kind of juggling James and Jax, much to each other. I'm sure James is pissed about it because he's made the comment this week, why hasn't she slept with me already? Like, she should have, what did he say? Jump my bones, shag my...
No, it was so funny because he's just, you could see that he was like, in his head brewing something to say because he was literally like this. You remember he was like this and she was talking and he's like, I guess... maybe it wasn't to her. He said it to like the camera. He was like, I don't know why she even tries to F him when, you know, she should have just F'd me already. I'm not trying to marry her, for God's sake. Right. She should have just F'd me. I'm like, damn. Like, he is a little cocky little mofo.
Here's the thing. I love Lala for being kind of a male energy, which I think I said a few weeks ago. Like, I love that she's getting away with playing with these 2 guys in the way that guys play with 2 girls. You know, they don't commit to either one of them. They string them along just enough that they can keep stringing them along. You know, it's
which is
fun.
hard as a girl to do.
And I've never done that. I don't know how anybody can maintain that.
That's what I'm saying. I could never do that. I get too like emotionally like into someone to like be able to like juggle that stuff. No.
Right. But I think it's very obvious looking at it now from the outside that she's stringing James along. She's like, I just like to make out with him. Like, big deal. She's like, we're one step up from cuddle buddies and one step down from screwing buddies, and that's where it's gonna stay.
I kind of like that saying.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I never thought of it like that.
I think that if you're gonna make that analogy, it's definitely a guy you're not that into. You have like a fun, you have like a fun flirty vibe with them, but you know you don't like them, so you kind of use them for that. I think is what's going on with her.
Yeah.
I had a buddy in high school that I did that with. I kind of felt bad because I knew he liked me more than that. But like, we used to make out and stuff and like hook up, and we didn't like, I didn't like him in that way.
See, I either like the guy a lot or I don't like them at all. So like, there's no in between for me. There's no like, whatever Lala's doing, I could not do because I'd be like, all into them or not at all. I don't know. There's just no in between for me. So it's like, I wish I could do that, but
I just love that she's doing. We get to see somebody else doing that other than a guy. You know, I just love her energy. She's very honest with the both of them. I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Like, she made it clear to James multiple times that like there's going to be no relationship there. So I don't know why.
Because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to admit it. Well, he doesn't want to believe it.
He's also so jealous of Jax, which is another problem.
I think. Do you think that he's really into Lala and fiending for Lala because he really likes her? Or do you think the main reason behind it is because he just freaking hates Jax? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could be a little of both, but like there has to be something right there that's like really.
I think it's mostly the Jax thing. I think it started as an attraction with her, but there's kind of like I have to one up Jax, or get this girl before Jax, or he just hates Jax. I think it's all about Jax for him with Lala.
Yeah.
You think so too?
God, yeah, guys are they're so like the way that they like fight each other, it's just like crazy. Like really, like you're spending your time really comparing each other. Like it's just, I don't know, I just think they need to get over it.
Well, James needs to get over it because Jax couldn't care less about James.
Yeah.
And James literally has no reason to really dislike Jax.
Yeah, there really isn't a reason. I truly don't even remember the reason why they hate each other.
His reasoning, his logic on it is because of Jax's past with Kristen. Well,
but like,
who cares? That had nothing to do with you and Kristen dating. That all happened before you and Kristen dated.
Yeah, like that's like me going to my exes and being like, don't like them because you dated them. Like, I don't know. It's just stupid. I just think it needs to be over and done with.
It does. So Katie and Scheana visit Kristen this episode as well. So lots of like getting together for drinks going on. So we had the foursome do drinks with Jax, Lala, Scheana, Kristen. We had Lala and Faith do drinks and hang out and chat. And now Katie and Scheana go to visit Kristen, which is actually the first time this is happening. So it's been a long time since anyone's been getting along with Kristen and no one's seen her newer place. So Katie and Scheana go over and they're having a little girls' afternoon, evening. She's baked them a meatless lasagna. And they're having cocktails. Looks like maybe some kind of like fun margarita or something. Something with some green juice in it.
I know, that looks good.
There's a drink that looks exactly like that I love called the Margarita Verde, which is so good. So maybe that's what they made. I don't know.
Ooh.
But they decide to bring up the whole birthday, who's invited, who's not invited. So we're bringing back last week's argument where Tom really flipped out on Katie for suggesting, could we all have Kristen come on the birthday trip? And so it's brought up again in this scene, and Katie is really saying like, God, I don't want to stop being friends with you guys, meeting Tom and Ariana. She's like, but this might warrant it. And Scheana seems like she's really at odds with Ariana too right now, saying like, nobody better tell me who to be friends with. So it seems like Scheana and Kristen are kind of over their drama they had last season. They're buddies again, and everybody's really sick of Tom and Ariana telling them that they're not allowed to be around Kristen, see Kristen, be friends with Kristen. And just like Katie said last week, I really think it's alienating them. They're over in their own corner, their own little island at the moment. Do you kind of feel the same way, or do you think they're warranted in not liking Kristen?
I mean, they absolutely are warranted in not liking her because, I mean, there's a past, but I don't think that they should be able to tell everyone else that they can't be friends with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say that. You both don't have to be friends with Kristen because, yeah, he has a past with her. And I understand why Ariana doesn't like her. Like, I get it. I would be the exact same way because Kristen was literally nuts. But I have no right to tell any of my other friends to not be friends with someone else, you know?
I'm wondering,
what do you think?
I'm wondering if I were Ariana, if I would feel the same way. If I would be like, well, it's kind of a shitty move for you to want to go be friends with her and hang out with her after all the terrible stuff she did to me. If we were best friends, because Scheana's constantly using the we're best friends, about her and Ariana. I wonder if I'd feel the same way, kind of like, well, the company you keep says a lot about you. Even though we're seeing a change in Kristen, because Tom and Ariana have removed themselves from having anything to do with her, they can't see a change in her.
Yeah.
And so I think that I might feel just like Ariana, kind of like if we were really friends, you wouldn't feel it necessary to go make friends with someone that did terrible things to me.
No, I mean, that definitely makes sense too. It's just a very fine line when it comes to friendships because almost with every friendship, there's people. I mean, this is mostly, well, for me, I haven't really dealt with this in a while. Like in high school, you have like your friends, and then some of your friends don't like your other friends. And I mean, whether or not you're in high school, whether or not you're however old, that's gonna happen. So it's just about, I think it all depends on the situation, because like that totally makes sense when you say it, but then it's like nobody should be told who to be friends with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's an iffy topic because the Kristen thing was so big that I agree with what you're saying, that they don't see her change, therefore they don't see what we're seeing.
Right.
So it's kind of different.
Yeah.
You know?
And I also understand them not ever wanting to give her a chance again. I do. Kind of like,
yeah.
you know, we think you're crazy. We're not going there with you ever again. Forget it. Like, I understand.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think that they should be friends with her again, but I think they could at least at some point be in the same room. They don't have to talk. They don't have to be friends. But I think that at some point, if everyone's still going to be friends with everyone, they're going to have to just get over it and just don't talk to her.
So it seems like they're in their conversation, they're saying like, well, we want to try to get you invited to Hawaii. We see some other conversations, and it seems like, you know what? She's not going to Hawaii. It's over. It's not happening. She's going to have to give it up. So for now, it seems like she's not going to Hawaii. Also, James is not off on the schedule, and he's trying to invite himself. Wouldn't it be funny if both James and Kristen ended up inviting themselves?
Wait, how funny was that when he was like, if this was the sheet, he was literally like this. He's like, they have off, Faith has off,
I know,
Lala has off. Excuse me, Lisa, why? Like, can I have off? And she was like, what makes you think they want you there? He was like, I just want to go have a good time in Hawaii. And we're just like,
they have such a big
funny.
staff that many people can have off for going to Hawaii and still have enough staff for the whole restaurant.
Well, I think it's because of the show. If the show wasn't on, there's no way she'd let them. But it's like a part of the contract.
They're just like extra staff at this point. Yeah.
And like they need to, it's a show, they need to have fun. Can't be just them hanging out at the, I said the club, at the restaurant all the time to make a good show. So they're like, we're sending them to Hawaii, so that's what's happening. So I think, it's not really, it's all planned. It's not like a really, like Lisa already knows that this is what's going on.
Right. It's funny that they have so much staff to cover.
Really, though.
Because they do have to work there sometimes, but then there's enough staff to cover them when they're all gone, when the whole entire cast is gone from the restaurant.
I think a lot of people want to work there. That's why.
Oh, yes. I'm sure they have ridiculous lines out the door of people that want to work there. Well, we could ask Faith. You could ask Faith, since you guys are buds.
Hey, do it. I could never.
Remember, Faith told us she was hired legitimately, then she quit, and then they saw her come into the restaurant as just common person, as a guest, and they were like, we want you to come back, and we want you to be on the show. You know, so
imagine?
we could totally ask her how it is to get hired there as just like a regular.
It's crazy though to me.
Non-cast member.
It's crazy to me though that. Like, this is the first time I feel like I actually saw Faith. I was like, oh my God, there she is. And it's like, it's crazy that you can be a part of a show and have them filming you all the time. And, like, that's the only airtime she's gotten. Yet they're filming all of them all the time. It's, like, crazy what they pick and choose, you know?
Right. Well, I think if you're not sleeping with someone that's not your love interest, then you're not on the show.
Very
That's
true.
a conversation for another day. Let's get to the proposal. Okay, so day of, morning of, Tom comes over to Tom's. They're doing breakfast together. They're making sure the outfit's right. They're
Bromance.
talking. It was like bro on bro. They were broing out.
I mean, they were going and flashing back to the first day they met on Craigslist.
Aww.
Like, it was cute. Like, I was watching them and I was seriously like, are these two gonna get engaged? Because they literally were all over each other. Like, I knew it. You know, I helped him dress when he got here. We met on Craigslist. We had the same initials, like same names. I'm like, whoa.
It was really sweet though to think
so
about
cute.
Like how long they've been friends since
How
they were like
long, then?
babies. I don't know, 20 something. Early 20s, I
keep
guess.
forgetting that they're in their 30s.
Yeah.
I always forget that. So it has been a while.
Yeah. Probably, I think that they've all mentioned those two have known each other for a decade or longer.
Wow.
I think last season they said how long everybody in particular, like different relationships have all known each other. I can't remember the exact. But Jax and Tom, it's been a long time with those three. But so the proposal, there's a lot of moving parts. Tom's really, really nervous. And what's going to happen is it's a whole scenario of Katie's not going to know anything because they're dressing up and they're going out for Tom Sandoval's birthday. And so the whole group's going to be dressed up. They're going to be out in public. So she's not going to know. It's just a special night for her. So they do. Tom's sweating it out. So we were both saying how anxious we were watching him.
I was legitimately, like, I was going like this and I was watching. I was like, this dude is making me so anxious. Like, I wasn't there and I felt hardcore anxiety.
I know. Like, if I was Katie and I heard him saying, I can't breathe, I'd be like, what is going on with you? He's like, my vest is too tight. Like, chugging the water, chugging the red stripe beer.
And he was like this, and he was just going back, and I'm like, oh my God. He was so cute, though. I was like,
I know.
Look how nervous this
How
guy
cute he
is.
was when he was, like, pointing to the beer bottle, like, oh, another one.
He is really hot and really cute. I'm sorry.
I know. Why was he so hot this episode? You know what it was?
Because he was caring.
He finally took ownership and felt like a man, and he was so proud of himself. Like, he finally, Katie was saying she wished he would show interest in something, just commit to something. He finally felt like, this is my thing. I'm doing something. I'm growing up. I'm a man today. Like, he just was so full of, like, joy and excitement and love. Like, how excited he was just to show Lisa the ring. Like, he just looked so friggin' handsome. He just is not the guy that's like, well, this, well, that, I did something wrong. I don't know. Maybe this. I'm not that good of a model. Like, he wasn't his wishy-washy self anymore. And just, like, joy radiating from his face. He was so cute.
So cute. Like, I literally, like, when he was finally, like, getting down, like, which we'll get to, but his face, he looked like a puppy. He literally was like, you didn't say yes. Like, his eyes were huge, and he was like this. And I was like, he just makes me want him.
I know.
Sorry.
You were like, I need a boyfriend now. Like, come on.
Like, God, this show just makes me feel so single all the time. And I'm okay with being single, but then I see that adorable, he's so cute. Like, so cute. I'm not saying, I need him, I'm going to take him away. No, not that. But can we clone him and then give his clone to me? Because he's really cute.
Well, I thought the way he proposed was so creative. Did you like that? How he went and broke up the like actor couple's engagement and took the ring?
It. I didn't know it was an acting thing at first. I thought that I was literally like, oh my God, when the other couple went down on one knee and whatever, and he was all like, oh my God. I was pissed. I was like, oh, come on, like, that's not fair. It was finally his time. Like, when did you realize it was an act? Because I still didn't till you said it.
Well, when he was meeting with Tom in the morning and he kept saying, like, I'm nervous, there's a lot of moving parts, stuff can go wrong. And then he was making a big deal about the couple next to them getting engaged. I was like, oh, this is it. This is part of it. It's all like an act. Like, he kept saying moving parts, and I was like, what's happening? What's the moving parts? So I got it when he was making a big deal about the couple being like, they're rubbing this in my face, da da da.
I still didn't get it. I was just like, no. Oh, and then, so he gets down on one knee and he opens that box. And not only is it a beautiful, gorgeous ring, it has a freaking light. Like, there's a light in the box.
That was awesome.
Making the ring shine. I'm like,
I wonder if production did that or the jeweler.
Yeah.
That was so cool, though.
I wonder if Tom came up with the whole idea, or if the producers were like, oh, this would be a good proposal idea.
I wonder.
It's cool.
That was so cool.
It was. I love how he's looking at her like this, and he's like, you didn't say yes. Oh, God, I'm sorry. Like, he is so cute. I was so attracted to him in this episode. I was like,
would you like to be proposed to in that way? Like, would you have been, like, so excited, like, in a group setting?
I would be, probably, because I am so close to my friends and family that it would just be, like, the second she called her mom when she was done, right? Like, me, I'd want everyone there, because then I could see myself, like, having to call everyone and tell them, but then everyone's there and they get to see. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, like, as long as I like the guy, I don't really care where he proposes.
long as I like him. I don't have to love him. No, I'm kidding.
As long as I love him. But, like, however you propose, just I need to find the guy first before I get all.
I think I always thought that I would want something, like, intimate and quiet, just the two of us. But after seeing, like, how sweet that was in public with all her best friends, like, I think that sounds... And my boyfriend recently gave me a surprise birthday party dinner, which was awesome. I've never had a surprise birthday or surprise anything in my life. So just like how excited and like heartwarming it was to have that happen over again for an engagement. I think I would love that. Like this kind of setting would be cool.
Well, my whole little get up was because I mean I'm from the East Coast, but this isn't the only reason why I love New York. I love going and seeing the tree, which I didn't get to do this Christmas, but I love going and seeing the tree. And my dream was to the line's always so long to do ice skating at Rockefeller Center.
God, yeah.
So I never done it because no one ever wanted to wait online with me. And my mom's like, the day the guy waits online with you to do that, he's the one. And so I've planned my engagement. This is what's gonna happen. We are going to be we're going to be underneath the huge tree. Aww. And it's going to be snowing. It has to be snowing. And he's going to get down on one knee and propose to me as it's snowing right by the tree after we just like ice skated. Like do you see my mind? Like I am planning my proposal when like I don't even know if I'm going to get married. So like I need to chill out.
Well, it's always good to have dreams, right?
That's my dream.
Aw, well, Katie finally got her dream. She is finally engaged to her sweetie, Tom. We'll see how long. I know somebody joked when they were doing shots to Cheers saying like, whoa, be engaged for 4 years. But I thought that was sweet. But
yeah, I wonder how long.
That's probably true, how long it will take them to get married.
Really, though, like I feel like
if I were her, I'd be like, let's just elope. Don't you think?
Yeah, because I know that. Well, but now she also has the power because it's not like she was waiting for him to propose. Now that they're already engaged, she could be like, all right, let's go, let's do this. Like she could be the one to plan it. Now he doesn't have to plan it anymore.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's true. I almost see him being like, but I want to be involved, Bubba. But I want to be at all the meetings, Bubba. Like I almost see him doing that.
He's so cute.
You're so in love with him.
God.
Too bad he's a fiance now.
I know. I feel like people out there will actually think I'm like really want to try to go for him. That would never happen. I just want a clone of him.
Do you have any brothers, Tom, that you can send our way?
So cute. I've always had that of everyone on the show. He's so cute.
Oh my gosh. Well, happy ending. Let's talk about the drama for next week. Predictions.
I love how just love the music.
Your AfterBuzz
like
TV prediction.
I would love to go to a psychic.
My friend went to a psychic. She said it was a indifferent experience.
Oh, okay.
All right, so next week, what do we have going?
Right. James Spears is not invited to Hawaii. Britney is very upset over Lala and Jax's flirtation, and she's going to have a talk with her. And also, Scheana and Ariana are in a big fight. Ariana is saying that they are not true friends. Oh, gosh, one of them is saying that they're not true friends. Prediction. Do you have one?
Well, predictions, I think that Kristen and the rest are going to get into a fight about Hawaii. And then James, sorry, there's a lot of people going to frickin' Hawaii. James and Kristen are going to be dissed. Like, no, you both can't come.
Right.
And I think they're going to end up getting their way to go. Because it's a show, and the show wants drama. So what better is to have all of those crazy people on an island together?
I love it. I think that there will be a little bit of a showdown between Britney and Lala, but that Britney's so nice that Lala will just be like, let me tell you what's been going on, and blame a lot of stuff on Jax and be like, I didn't even know you guys were boyfriend, girlfriend. And Britney's going to be a little mad and very upset. I also think we're going to see a great... Actually, no. I think this fight between Scheana and Ariana will fizzle out really quickly.
Yeah, I don't think that'll last.
I think that the everybody being friends with Kristen thing, it's like Ariana's going to have to get over it. I think it's going to fizzle out.
Yeah.
I loved seeing Ariana cry at the proposal tonight, too.
She was like, I'm not crying. What did she say? She said something that was funny.
Yeah, she's like, I just had allergies. Because I was like, oh my God, even Ariana's crying. This is so sweet. And then she's like, I just had allergies. I'm like, she knew we were like, oh, Ariana's crying.
Oh, such a good episode. It
Really
made me want to
good.
be in love.
Me too.
You are.
Well, maybe propose to, propose to in love. Like, I'm ready, honey, any day now.
I'm ready for my man to just come, and then we'll think about engagement
Only been
later.
waiting on that ring for 7 years. Well, guys, maybe I'll have one by next week. If you want to keep up with us during the week on social media, where can we find you, Justine?
You can find me on Twitter at Justine DiVanna3 and on Instagram at Let's Face It with Justine, where I give all beauty tips. I'm going to be talking about the dupes for the Kylie Jenner lip kits for all you girls out there that like makeup.
All right, guys, and you can find me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. It's all at Megan Stecher, MEGANSTECHER. Guys, tune in live tomorrow. I'm going to be interviewing Rich Wilkerson Jr., star of Oxygen's new reality show, Rich in Faith. He also was a pastor who married Kim Ye. If you remember, he was kind of a big deal when that happened. So we'll be doing that live at about 10, maybe 10:45-ish tomorrow morning. If you guys want to tune in, that is Pacific time. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.